Alright, this is Andrew with Jonah Home Inspection. Today is November 19th, 2024, and we're doing a sewer scope here in Sandy. We're at 10446 Hyacinth Circle. We've got the camera pushed out 150 feet, and I think we're past where it goes into the shared city line. I started pulling it back, and then I wasn't sure if it was going to be an obvious transition, because there is a manhole out in the circle, and sometimes when you go through a manhole, it doesn't drop in at a perpendicular angle, and so it's not always obvious where it transitions from the city line to your line. A little standing water here. Now, if that's the city line, that's not a concern for you directly. You never want to have standing water, because that indicates improper grade. But what we're focused on is your line. So I'm gonna see if it makes an obvious turn where it's clear that it's transitioning from the city line into your line. So far, I haven't seen that. I didn't see it as I pushed it out because I was pushing a lot of debris. We're going to talk about that more, but I think this is your nose on here. So this is where it's going from your lateral line into the main city line, from what I can tell. Looks like a little debris stuck in the city line and some cobwebs. Cobwebs can be a good sign, because it means that it hasn't backed up, at least recently, enough to wash off those lines. But right off the bat, we're seeing some standing water. That indicates a proper grade. And that's probably why I had to push the debris out as I pushed my camera. So we're coming up on 10 feet of standing water. My camera's still underwater, starting to come out of it there. And from what I can tell, that's bad grade. I didn't notice any sort of an offset on the other end of that, or blockage. I think, from what I can tell, that's purely bad grade, which means that the line doesn't have proper slope. And that's not far from the city connection, which means it's likely under the road or under concrete or the curb, and so that can really add to the expense, because it costs a lot more to dig up the street than if you're to dig up the yard. This looks like a liner, which is unfortunate in some ways, because it's similar to having a new pipe, but in this case, it's like having a new pipe that was put in with bad grade. The only way to fix bad grade is to dig it up and re-slope it. And as you have waste settle on those bellies, it can create a blockage where it backs up into the house. You see that writing on the side of the pipe? That's the giveaway that it's a liner. A little more standing water. More standing water. Bellies can be unpredictable, because some homes will have a belly and not have any backups, but some homes will have what seems like a small belly, and they have constant backups. standing water here, so that's kind of the theme with this line, is that it's flat. The other thing I'm realizing is that you are dropping into the bottom of the line already, which means that you can't lower the line at the street. It's possible that you'd be able to raise it on the house side, maybe, but that might mean redoing what's under the house. But if you're already at the max distance that you can go down, I don't know that you'd be able to correct the grade very easily. Looks like ABS, which is a plastic pipe. This is what's inside the house. One concern with ABS is that sometimes the glued joints can crack and leak. I saw a little bit of that here where in the basement, if you look up, standing in front of the washer and dryer, you can see that the main stack has a lot of dry stains on it. That's a sign that it's leaked in the past. Recording now. Well, first let me say, at a minimum, I'd recommend getting the insurance on this line. That way, if and when there's a backup, they can help offset that cost and clean it for you. But I would probably recommend having a drain specialist look at it and give you a price to repair it. Sometimes they could just watch this video. But it's kind of tough, because like I said, it's not something that you can predict very easily whether this bad grade would cause a backup or not. I'm going to end this recording now.